Crossing the world of pirates and becoming a Yamagata, bound to the Chicai Wujian system. You cut a plate of radish, increasing your swordsmanship cultivation. You cut a plate of sausages, awakening the heart of Kendo. You cut a plate of onions and understood the meaning of the indestructible sword, so the art style became outrageous. Did you cut the vegetables into a big sword? In order to prevent Sauron from feeling inferior, Sanji decided to hide his swordsmanship cultivation and pretend to be a cook. The kitchen of the Straw Hat Pirates has also become Sanji's biggest secret, and no one has ever entered it. Until that day, Thoron, who was drunk, went to the wrong place in the bathroom and entered the kitchen. Looking at the dazzling array of black knives and meticulously crafted black cutting boards, Sauron was dumbfounded. The world's largest swordsman, far away in the sky, close in front of us. Feilu Novel Network reminds you that this novel and its characters are purely fictional. If there are any similarities, they are purely coincidental and should not be imitated. 001, Crossing the Mountains, Cutting Vegetables and Realizing the Sword. New book. You are listening at novelfull.audio. East China Sea. Sea Restaurant, Bharati. The handsome young man with blonde hair and eyebrows sat up from the bed with a bewildered expression. Who am I? Where am I? Wait. Did I dress up as a bone fracture king named Yamaji? After accepting the memories in his mind, Sanji stumbled upon a tragic fact. That's just dressing up as the color chef of the Pirate King. The colored river boy with curled eyebrows. Just 2.5 hours ago, his predecessor, Sanji, was too excited because he was kissed by a beautiful lady eating. And then I fainted, and then there was nothing left, so that guy Sanji was thrilled to death because of the beautiful woman, and this world cannot be without such an important figure. So I crossed over by myself. After understanding the causes and consequences, Yamaji involuntarily twitched at the corner of his mouth. Good guy, it has to be you, Sanji. This ridiculous way of traveling is really ridiculous. Forget it, let's just go for Sanji. After being stunned for 2.5 seconds, Sanji calmly accepted his new identity. As the wings of the king, this pervert strength is still very strong. Vajra with ashes is not bad, Ace's flame, Marco's recovery ability, Heliu's invisibility, Katakuli's sight, Beckman's mind and wisdom. It can be called a super invincible sewing monster. Of course, that was the perfect transformation of the demon god Yamaji, who awakened the bloodline factor. Not now, this little Karami. Ding, detected host identity, bound to the cutting vegetables and understanding sword system. Novice gift package distribution. The crisp and pleasant mechanical sound in his mind instantly awakened Yamaji. Here we go, golden finger. There is also a beginner gift pack. The newbie gift package has been distributed. Congratulations on obtaining the magic kitchen. Is it gone? Sanji's uncertain inquiry, suspecting that he had heard the wrong thing. But the system has no intention of mocking him anymore. The answer is obvious, it's gone. Novice gift pack, that's it. Didn't it change? Sanji checked his body and did not find anything unusual. There's not much system space in my mind either. That newbie gift package, it's so lonely. Wait, the magical kitchen, as the name suggests, is a magical kitchen. Is my golden finger the kitchen? And the cutting vegetables and understanding sword system, what the hell is that name? Do you want me to fight a bayonet with Sauron? Sanji muttered as he got out of bed, feeling a bit confused. He can still understand the kitchen, after all, he is the cook of the future Pirate King. But isn't the vegetable-cutting sword a bit too abstract? System, view the current panel. Since it's a system, then there should be a panel. Current host panel. Name. Vinsmock Sanji Physical Fitness. Transformed person, not awakened, dominance. None devil fruit. None kicking techniques. Head meat kick, neck meat kick, banquet round table, roasted iron pot swordsmanship. Knightly swordsmanship, advanced swordsmanship comprehensive strength. 10 million Bailey bounty. There is no dominance or fruit, but what surprised Sanji was that he still had a decent swordsmanship cultivation. After reviewing my memory, I found out that it was taught by the old Biden of Jiao, while the advanced swordsman was taught by Kapu. However, it doesn't matter. With my divine culinary skills, I won't come to kill with a sword. This is also Yamagi's own obsession. Of course, except if the opponent is candy, rice cake, or biscuit cream. That's not a battle, it's called cooking. I didn't expect that the standard of combat effectiveness is measured by the amount of bounty, which is surprisingly reasonable. Looking at the bottom line of the panel, Yamagi couldn't help but burst into laughter. My current comprehensive strength can only reach the level of a 10 million Bailey bounty. You can't be so weak, it's urgent to improve your strength. I don't know when Luffy will come over. Since we've all crossed into Sanji, what else do we think? Just follow the boat. I am one of the main characters in the protagonist group, enjoying the supply of energy in this world. Holding on to Luffy's thigh, in a steady win game, there's no need to be a demon. He has just turned 18 this year and will soon turn 19. Calculating the time, Luffy is coming in just a few months. And Sanji's wife, Brin, is only 13 now. That's too much punishment. Go to the kitchen and give it a try. Thinking of his golden finger, Sanji excitedly headed straight to the kitchen. Dong! As soon as I walked out of the room, I bumped into a burly figure. Sanji, you're lazy again. Hurry up and get me into the kitchen to cook. Do you want to ruin my shop? Do you want customers to go hungry? Sharp-toothed and sharp-mouthed red-footed Jeep roared. Dong dong dong. Jeep cursed and even knocked Sanji's head 3 times with his long and exaggerated chef hat. Does it sound good? What sounds good is good. It hurts so much. Sanji held his head and took a deep breath of cold air in pain. This Jeep Lao Deng has used his dominance. Speaking of which, Jeep is Sanji's true father, and this poor old man probably doesn't know yet. Sanji has already died of excitement from being kissed by a beautiful woman. He is a traveler. But ultimately, inheriting the other person's memory, that emotion cannot be abandoned. Jeep lost his proud foot to save himself. The mere thought of that memory made his nose ache and he couldn't help but shed tears. From the moment he crossed into Sanji, this one-legged old man became his own father. Stinky old man, I'm already 18 years old and I want my own kitchen. The style of Yamagi with the memory of its predecessor is exactly the same as before, and even the father like Jeep will not find the clue. Jeep touched Q's playful beard braid and carefully considered the child's suggestion. It seems that the child wants some privacy. I really didn't consider this carefully. So, Sanji, let me give you the kitchen I used before. The child is getting older, he is very pleased. The goal of obtaining the kitchen was achieved very smoothly. Sanji couldn't wait to head straight for the abandoned kitchen. 002, First Battle. Pao Ding Jian Yo Dao Technique. New book. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Finally done. After being busy for half a day and tidying up the abandoned kitchen again, Sanji was already disheveled. I took a moment to relax and catch my breath. Close the doors and windows, take out the kitchen knife, cutting board, and radish. First, try cutting a plate of shredded radish. I'm here to see, where is this magical kitchen? The moment Sanji took the kitchen knife. Suddenly, there was a tingling sensation like an electric shock. Buzz. What's going on? The kitchen knife seems to have a soul, buzzing and cheering. Is this sword intent? At this moment, Sanji's expression was very exciting. He actually has a feeling of being attracted to and merging with the kitchen knife. Opening the panel, Sanji discovered a scene that left him stunned. His swordsmanship cultivation is slowly increasing. Chicai Wujian, my goodness, you are really Wujian. Forget it, cut it. Biting his teeth, the first blow fell fiercely. Boom. The universe seems to explode in this moment. When Yamaji's mind was in a daze, his eyes were spinning and his consciousness was returning. Discovering oneself in an unfamiliar space. The sky is infinitely high, and the space is infinitely vast. But there is no ground. Instead, there is a big cutting board. Sanji held a kitchen knife and stood on the chopping board. In front of him, a humanoid Homets-like radish creature shone brightly. The two faced each other off, giving off a sense of being on the chopping board and fighting the arena. What a ghost. Facing this scene for the first time, Yamaji felt a moment of panic in his heart. Instinctively utilizing kicking techniques from memory in the mind. First kick. He was as swift as lightning, and with a plan, he kicked and hit the head of Radish Homets hard. Touch. The powerful impact kicked the carrot Homets upside down and hit the edge of the cutting board fiercely. The carrot Homets, which hit the edge of the chopping board, seemed to have hit an invisible gas wall and bounced back. It seems that there is a barrier at the edge of this chopping board arena. Yamaji, who had captured a panoramic view of this scene, immediately took note of it. That's good, don't worry about falling off the cutting board. Jiao woo. But he didn't have time to think much, so Radish Homets struggled to get up and roared at him, launching an attack. The heavy foot just now doesn't seem to have had any impact on it. Neck kick. Another heavy kick, kicked the carrot Homets' neck hard and tilt its carrot head. Banquet round table. Sanji propped his hands on the ground, his two long legs began to sweep horizontally, transforming into a humanoid top. Spin, jump, I close my eyes. This move is a range attack, similar to Qing Yaojin's second skill, which only requires a few breaths. Radish and Homets got kicked countless times. Burn iron pot spectrum. Sanji made another leap, his strong footwork giving him a brief pause in the air. Both feet are like Zhao Zilong's second skill, kicking out countless illusions. In just a little while, the carrot and Homets have already been kicked hundreds of times. A set of smooth combos has been used. Sanji was about to laugh, but suddenly realized that his attack had no effect at all. This is not right. How can't a bounty of 10 million Bailey's own strength not win a little carrot? Is Radish more meaty than Kaiduo? It seems that kicking skills are ineffective for this carrot. Then we can only try the kitchen knife. Is that what the cutting vegetables and understanding sword means? Yamaji, who was mentally sensitive, immediately discovered the secret behind it. His brain was originally the smartest of the Straw Hat Pirates. With the blessing of the adventurer, it's not an exaggeration to be considered the smartest person in the pirate world now. Alright, it seems that I can only use the swordsmanship taught by Jiaji Laodeng. Sanji closed his eyes slightly, trying to feel the will of the kitchen knife in his hand. After calming down, the tingling sensation of electric shock became even stronger. He seemed to hear the excited cheers of the kitchen knife and see its joyful leaps. An unprecedented clarity in my heart. In this field of chopping vegetables, Sanji's understanding of swordsmanship is surprisingly strong. The comprehension of the sword's meaning seems to have come naturally. People and swords resonate. Coming out. That feeling came out. One cut flow. Cut shredded radish. Shoo. The knife light flashed by. Sanji's proud figure appeared behind Radish Homets. Cut the knife, smoke the cigarette, and light the fire. Slowly exhale behind me. Homets' carrot was spread out like a poker card, cut into shredded carrots. Elegant, to his mother elegant. This is simply amazing. With this one move, Sauron looked at it and was stunned. After smoking this cigarette, Sanji's consciousness returned to reality. The feeling coming from the tightly held kitchen knife is incredibly real. The radish on the cutting board has been shredded. Current host panel. Name. Vinsmock Sanji. Physical fitness. Transformed person, not awakened, dominance. None devil fruit. None kicking techniques. Head meat kick, neck meat kick, banquet round table, roasted iron pot swordsmanship. Night swordsmanship, advanced swordsmanship, one cut flow cutting of shredded radish comprehensive strength. 15 million Bailey bounty just cut a carrot. The overall strength has increased by 5 million belly. And come to understand the powerful sword technique of one cut flowing carrot silk. Hiss. The vegetable cutting sword system is so terrifying. Do you want to challenge the world's largest swordsman? Inevitably, such thoughts came to Sanji's mind. But immediately, he shook his head suddenly. If that's the case, then the Straw Hat Pirates should just disband. Not to mention that fighting with hands would go against his beliefs. The Pirate King's left and right arms fight every day, how do we play? Moreover, compared to Kendo, Yamaji is more interested in the art of cooking. How about creating a full Manchu and Han audience to broaden Luffy's horizons? It's not impossible either. Sanji rubbed his chin and began to contemplate promoting the Chinese cuisine of his past life in the world of pirates. You have gained new insights into swordsmanship, the fusion of knightly swordsmanship and advanced swordsmanship, the fusion into the Pao Ding Jian Yo Dao technique. Comprehensive strength improvement, current comprehensive strength is 20 million belly. 003, Crisis. Auntie, Pirate Group. New book seeking. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Pouting Jinyo knife technique. Absolutely the most top-notch knife technique in the world of pirates. Can handle any meat. Separation of bones and flesh, sharp and shadowless, incredibly elegant. If you use this move to chop people, the scene won't be too exciting. If this move is practiced to perfection, then Sanji's swordsmanship is comparable to that of a great swordsman like Bista. Now I can single brush all along. Sanji, with a comprehensive strength of up to 20 million belly, sighed. But his combat effectiveness cannot be calculated in this way. Swordsmanship and swordsmanship cannot be used for combat killing. What really comes in handy is still playing skills. So, the combat power he gained from his swordsmanship cultivation does not count, his apparent strength is still 10 million belly. Hey, Sanji, come out quickly. Someone's causing trouble. Jeep is knocking on the door outside. The sea restaurant Barati is also known as the Battle Restaurant. Pirates often patronize. The guests are all extremely vicious pirates, and the chefs are also aggressive and malicious elements. Friction is a common occurrence. Got it, stinky old man. Sanji held a kitchen knife and rushed out with a fierce momentum. Dong! What sounds good is good. Jeep hit Sanji's head hard. Bastard, why are you holding a knife? Do you want to chop people? The chef's hands are sacred. How can you cook with your hands stained with blood and life? Is the kicking technique that I taught you not enough? Stinky kid. Out of anger, Jeep punched and kicked Sanji. It's broken, how could you forget this batch? Sanji complained incessantly. In a hurry, he actually forgot to put down the kitchen knife. This made Jeep see that he was trying to get beaten up. I know the stinky old man, I'll put down the knife right away. Sanji held his head and quickly put the kitchen knife back into the kitchen. Seeing this, Kapu finally calmed down. Hurry up and deal with those two guys. Sanji looked over at the position pointed out by Jeep. A man in a pink suit with particularly long legs. A lion man who can speak with sunglasses on. Long-legged tribe. Fur tribe. Isn't this Baron Egg and Pokémon from the Ant Pirates? How did it appear here? It's unreasonable. At this time, Sanji is one head and too big. No joke, when he saw the other person, his heart stopped for a moment. The other party is a great pirate with a bounty of 340 million yuan. And he's just a small servant with a reward of 10 million Bailey's strength. How can we fight this? Patty and Karn, known as the Bharati rogue duo, have been beaten to the ground. I heard that the chef at the sea restaurant Baladi's cooking skills are unique in the East China Sea. If you give this restaurant as a gift to Mom at the tea party, Mom will definitely be happy. The egg baron gracefully sipped his tea. Sure, this style is very tough. Pirates. Sanji also silently accepted the other party's ideas. Old Mother Pig likes to eat. Their subordinates put in all their efforts to compete for excellent chefs and delicious food to please their mothers. See Restaurant Bharati's statement in the East China Sea is impressive, and it is not surprising to be targeted. Jie Wu. Let's follow us to this restaurant, Jie Wu. The Lion Fur Tribe's Pake Mose spoke loudly. Sanji calmly glanced outside and indeed saw the Hummet's ship of the ant pirates. It's broken. What's going on here? Even if you risk your life, you will be easily defeated by Baron Egg and Pokemon. The reason why Pike and Karn were not killed in the rogue duo was entirely because the other party treated them as spoils of war. Since we have decided to offer the sea restaurant as a gift to Bygum, the death of any chef would be a significant loss for them. An absolute dead end. Damn it. Sanji wants to use a knife. Egg Baron is an animal who has the ability to produce eggs and fruits. He can barely be regarded as an egg fried rice. Pokemon is a lion fur tribe, barely considered a lion head. Chopping them with a kitchen knife on your own shouldn't be considered a battle, it should be considered cooking. What should we do? What should we do? Sanji's brain was running rapidly, and before he knew it, cold sweat had covered his entire forehead. Your potential is stimulated by the crisis, and you come up with wisdom in a hurry, awakening from the domineering aura of seeing and hearing colors. Damn it, here we go. Let's start with 3 colors of dominance. As the strongest member of the Straw Hat Pirates, Yamashita's aura and talent are incredibly powerful. Although I have not undergone systematic training, I am able to predict Katakuli's prediction. And in the case of serious injury and coma, the first thing to perceive is that Luffy is in a state of awakening Nika. Sanji's powerful and domineering aura is evident. If you awaken your senses, there should still be room for maneuver. After all, neither of the other is very good at seeing, hearing, or looking domineering. Sanji, what are you doing? Hurry up and drive away these 2 annoying guys. Jeep in the back looked at Sanji in a daze and angrily tapped his head with his hat. Dong dong dong. A good head is a good head. Stinky old man, there are 2 monsters on the opposite side with a bounty of 400 million Bailey and a bounty of 300 million Bailey. Sanji is already sweating profusely. Oh, I didn't expect anyone to know our name in such a small place. Young man, you really have a good understanding. Bong, pop pop pop. Baron Egg applauded and praising Sanji for recognizing their identity. I didn't expect to be recognized by anyone. It seems that not all of us here are frogs sitting in a well and observing the sky. What? Jeep's pupils suddenly shrank, obviously not expecting the other person to come so big. Without any hesitation, he picked up Sanji's collar from behind and threw it away. As a laborer, you're fired. Where did you come from and where did you go? I am the owner of this restaurant, and I will take a boat with you. The situation has been resolved. As long as Sanji follows Jeep's words, he can escape. But if he retreats, is he still Sanji? Stinky old man, because of me, you have lost everything, reputation, wealth, and status. Even your feet. This restaurant is the only thing you cherish. I won't let anyone take it away. You two listen, if you want to grab this restaurant, let's come over. The stubborn figure of the young man stood in front of Jeep, his gaze incredibly firm. 004, Navy Hero Capp. New book seeks everything. You are listening at novelfull.audio. At this moment, the figures of 2 Yamagata figures overlap. He has also become the true Sanji. Jie Wu. Wu, you really have backbone. I recognize you now. Report your name, young man. Pokemos was moved to tears, took off his sunglasses, and wiped away his tears. Sanji. The chefs were all exclaiming in surprise. Jeep was even more anxious. Foolish child, if you also die here, who will fulfill our dreams? The legendary sea where the four seas intersect, the shared dream and inheritance of their father and son. That kind of thing, let's just survive first. As for my name, Bakmos, Baron Egg, listen carefully. My name is Vince Mock, Sandwich. Sanji held his head high and stared at Baron Egg and Pokemon, not giving in. In this current situation, we must not be discouraged. Shit, it's over. Although the name Vince Mock is very annoying, the current situation is urgent and we can only borrow it for now. One Smock. From just now on, Baron Egg felt that Sanji's curly eyebrows looked familiar. Now he remembered, isn't this exactly the characteristic of the Smock family transforming people? Vince Mock. Pokmos scratched his head, not understanding how his partner would be frightened by a name. Stupid. Vince Mock, that's the surname of Jelma 66. The Baron Egg gave a light reprimand and then spoke with great fear. Jelma 66, also known as War House, is the technological warfare power that moms all want. Our goal is to prepare the gift. But if we provoke such opponents to the pirate group, Mom would definitely be angry. Thinking of the consequences of Aunt's anger, Baron Egg trembled for a moment. Auntie, if you're angry, it's really killing you. It's not worth the loss, let's withdraw. After weighing the pros and cons, Pokmos also gave up. Because a restaurant provoked Jelma, there's no need to do it. And Mom won't allow them to make enemies like this. Hahaha, why is there a ship from the Bygam pirates parked outside? Damn it, how could I even touch you in the East China Sea? Do you hear me? Before I lose my temper, hurry up and get lost as far as possible. The bold old man with his nose clasped walked into Baladi and stared at the Baron Egg with great displeasure. As the figure of the man appeared, Sanji's eyebrows also completely relaxed. Navy hero Capp, who often goes home to sea. Every time he returns to the East China Sea, he will definitely come to the sea restaurant to have a big meal. It seems that I'm lucky. That's right, Sanji is Luffy's cook, one of the main characters, and the world won't let him gag. Little ghost, so you're from Jelma. Hurry up and prepare something to eat. I'm already starving and my stomach is growling. Kapu rubbed his belly and casually picked an empty seat to sit down, giving orders to Sanji. Then he frowned and looked at Baron Egg and Pokemon, who were already frozen in place. Why haven't these two annoying guys left yet? If it weren't for the Navy's orders not to engage in war with the Fourth Emperor without authorization, he would have already hit it with 2 iron fists. No, he's a magnificent naval hero. Does he still care about orders or something? Boom. Boom. Thinking of this, Capp's 2 iron fists directly hit Baron Egg and Pokmos on the head, flying them out. An unsolvable deadlock for Sanji. In Capp's view, it's just casually swatting 2 flies. The Baron Egg is also very aggrieved. No, I can't believe I ran into Kapu in the East China Sea. They have no luck either. Alright, let's serve. Beating off the 2 barons, Capp happily picked up the tableware. The chefs were still stunned, but Sanji was the first to react. This great Buddha needs to be well received. Please wait a moment. After a brief greeting to Capp, he rushed into his magical kitchen. Cooking. Come on, give Capulet a little bit of Chinese food shock. Chicken stewed with mushrooms. Chicken, hazel mushrooms, and various spices are fully prepared. That's right, the dish that Sanji is going to make is a traditional northern home-cooked dish from his past life, chicken stewed with mushrooms. Brush. He's using the knife. Bang. With this one cut, Sanji once again enters the world of chopping board arena. In front of him was a humanoid Hamet's chicken with all his hair plucked, staring fiercely at him. This mountain retreat was well prepared. The kitchen knife in hand played a sword trick. One cut flow, cut shredded radish. Quick, too fast. This knife is too fast. Between the lightning and flint, Yamagi had already completed a series of thrusts and slashes. The elegant and agile figure appeared behind the Hamet's chicken. With a click, the knife light flashed by, and the Hamet's chicken was split in half. You cut a chicken, swordsmanship has been improved, comprehending sword technique one blade flow. Cutting chicken blocks, current host panel. Name. Vinsmock Sanji physical fitness. Transformed person, not awakened, domineering. Domineering in appearance, hearing, and color devil fruit. None kicking techniques. Head meat kick, neck meat kick, banquet round table, roasted iron pot sword technique. Pao Ding Jianyo knife technique, one knife flow cut radish shreds, one knife flow cut chicken chunks comprehensive strength. 50 million Bailey bounty, the strength has improved very quickly. The power of Sanji, who has awakened the dominance of seeing and hearing, is no longer what it used to be. Although in the initial stage, the aura of color and dominance can sometimes be spiritual and sometimes not. But his agility value has also greatly improved, not including his swordsmanship cultivation, he can still defeat A Long. Dao Lu cut chicken chunks. Brush and brush. Sanji quickly pulled out countless remnants of the kitchen knife in his hand. In just an instant, the Hamet's chicken was completely chopped off. This is a real chicken nugget. Compared to the violent monomer output of shredded radish. Cutting chicken chunks is clearly a more powerful range attack. Brother's current swordsmanship makes Sauron feel inferior after seeing it. In the kitchen, Sanji picked up the sliced chicken while feeling a faint sadness. Then put the chicken chunks into a frying pan and start stir-frying. To stimulate the aroma of chicken, be sure not to blanch it. Although it may be a bit fishy, what I want is this flavor. 005, chicken stewed with mushrooms. It's so fragrant. New book. You are listening at novelfull.audio. It seems that only by cutting vegetables can one understand swordsmanship. It's very reasonable, otherwise why is it called the cutting vegetables and understanding sword system? 2 spoonfuls of cooking wine, let's get rid of the fishy smell. Sanji said, pouring 2 spoons of cooking wine into the pot. The chicken chunks being stir-fried were drizzled with cooking wine, and a sizzling sound suddenly sounded. By the time it was stir-fried for 4 minutes, the chicken chunks had already gained some color and looked very tempting. Dried chili peppers. Big material. Scallions, ginger. Various seasonings enter sequentially, colliding and intersecting with chicken chunks. When there is almost no sound of water when stir-frying, it's time for the hazel mushrooms to enter. Very good. Squeezed hazelnut mushrooms were put into a pot by Sanji, and the chicken chunks were spread out with an iron spoon. Stir-fry the hazel mushrooms with the oil in the middle of the pot to fully stimulate their aroma. After the freshness comes out completely. Sanji began to stir-fry these ingredients together, creating a rich aroma that greatly increased the appetite. By taking this step, this dish of chicken stewed with mushrooms, which is full of color, aroma, and flavor, is basically considered a success. How fragrant! What delicious food is that kid making? The kapuhala waiting in the restaurant has all flowed to the ground. It's really amazing. Just by smelling this fragrance, he was already starving to the point of exhaustion. What flavor is this? It came from Sanji's kitchen. A group of chefs were amazed, these dishes are so delicious. A Chinese cuisine that combines color, aroma, and taste is definitely a blow to dimensionality in this world where only Western cuisine and Japanese cuisine are available. That seductive fragrance is like a beauty waving her hand. I said, why did that kid need a kitchen? So I got a new recipe. I'm afraid others will cheat on me. Jeep felt the fried dough twists braid of his mustache when he played Q, and he could not help laughing. This child is too stingy. Kitchen. The blonde boy is busy and enthusiastic. Start seasoning. 2 grams of salt. 3 grams of white sugar. 2 grams of white pepper powder. 2 grams of chicken essence. First mix and stir fry. Add various seasonings and continue to stir fry the sandy in the pan. This magical kitchen finger is really amazing. He has all the seasonings he wants here. It's simply a chef's paradise. Add another color to make this chicken stewed mushroom dish even more enticing. Having a perfect combination of color, aroma, and taste is certainly not without an attractive appearance. 2 spoons of soy sauce, please. A spoonful of oyster sauce. Add the water for soaking mushrooms. The fire is burning. 2 spoons of soy sauce, 1 spoonful of oyster sauce, and a small basin of water, perfect. After boiling, a rich and fresh fragrance hits your face. Food is really the redemption of the soul. Only love and delicious food cannot be let down. Sanji skimmed out the foam from the pot. Cover and simmer for 35 minutes. Alright, the next thing to do is to wait quietly. Chicken stewed with mushrooms. Give this pirate world a bit of Chinese food shock. Restaurant. Fragrant. It's so fragrant. Smelling the scent, old Denkapu felt his soul sublimated. The bones are all crispy. The iron fist has also softened now. It's really amazing. Kapu's saliva is like a waterfall, flowing non-stop with a clatter. There is a trend of flooding the entire restaurant. Undoubtedly a top-notch artist with an abstract art style, even a drool can cause flooding disasters. Hurry up, emergency drainage. Jeep was organizing his hands to clean up Capp's saliva on the floor, while his heart was restless. No, what dish is this? He must get the recipe from Sanji. It's so his mother sweet. Damn it, that kid from Sanji is too selfish. I don't even show anyone when cooking. The acid trail of Patty mopping the floor. He stared at the tightly closed door of Sanji's magical kitchen, eager to see through. No, I must get the recipe. Karn was also extremely excited. The recipe for this dish is definitely more tempting for chefs than gold, silver, treasures, and beautiful women. I can die at night after hearing the Tao in the morning. If he could make this dish. Karn is willing to sacrifice his own life. Lower in the vermicelli. However, before inserting it, this sweet potato vermicelli needs to be cut open, otherwise it will be too long to open the bolt. Sanji came to the chopping board with noodles in his hand. Grasp the kitchen knife and strike it down. Instantly appearing in the world of cutting board arena. 1 cut flow, cut shredded radish. Schwa. Sanji instantly appeared behind the Homit's noodles. The noodles need to be cut into lengths of over 10 centimeters. Therefore, the large scale and multi-knife attack of cutting chicken chunks is not suitable. We need to use the monomer damage of shredded radish. You cut a piece of noodles, sword cultivation increased, comprehending sword techniques, 1 blade flow cutting vermicelli, it's also a single damage move. This move of chopping noodles is similar to Sauron's lion song. Current host panel. Name. Vinsmock Sanji Physical Fitness. Transformed person, not awakened, domineering. Domineering in appearance, hearing, and color devil fruit. Nun kicking techniques. Head meat kick, neck meat kick, banquet round table, roasted iron pot swordsmanship. Pouting Genyo knife technique, 1 knife flow. Cut radish shredded, 1 knife flow. Cut chicken chunks, 1 knife flow. Cut noodles comprehensive strength. 55 million Bailey bounty, my strength has increased again. However, swordsmanship is all about the first strike skill, maybe I can try the second strike skill. For Sanji, cutting vegetables can also enhance his swordsmanship cultivation, which is simply amazing. As a chef, he cuts hundreds or even thousands of ingredients every day. By increasing at this speed, it won't be long before we can compete with Eagle Eye. Return to the magical kitchen. Sanji put the cut noodles into a pot and pressed them onto the bottom of the soup. Then cover and simmer over high heat for 15 minutes. Alright, let's finish work together. After 15 minutes, Sanji opened the lid of the pot. Chicken stewed with mushrooms, make the sauce thicker and have a feeling of hanging juice. The last step. Turn off the fire, pack the plate. The big foodie outside, Capp, can't wait any longer. 006, 5-star review. Chicken stewed with mushroom kick. You are listening at novelfull.audio. A delicious dish with all colors, flavors, freshly cooked chicken stewed with mushrooms. Have a pleasant meal, Lieutenant General Kapu. Sanji walked out of the kitchen holding a plate. He and the chicken stewed with mushrooms in his hand seemed to emit endless light. Under the spotlight, become the center of attention. Oh my goodness! This smell! The chefs showed an intoxicated expression. Damn it, such delicious food, Sanji, you've grown up. Jeep's eyes were filled with tears of emotion. Eat quickly, tell us how it tastes. Patty and Karn surrounded Capp, holding their breath and concentrating, more nervous than Capp. As the protagonist, Kapu has already been extremely excited. Out of respect for food, he solemnly put on his scarf for the first time and welcomed this delicious dish with the highest etiquette. Please enjoy it. Sanji gently put down this plate of chicken stewed mushrooms, revealing a gentle and sunny smile. A friendly attitude is also an essential quality for chefs. From the appearance alone, this chicken stewed mushroom dish has unparalleled visual impact. It's definitely the kind that looks delicious. Gudu. The sound of swallowing saliva keeps coming and going. Just looking at it makes everyone crave, their mouths drool wildly. Thank you. Kapu took a deep breath, carefully picked up a knife and fork, and inserted a chicken nugget into his mouth. Bang! At this moment, the universe seems to explode with a loud bang. Just like creating a world. Capp's taste buds have withstood a strong impact. He seemed to be in the paradise of mushrooms and chicks, dancing happily with them. His tongue is cheering. His taste buds are jumping with joy. Lala, cute anthropomorphic chicks dance happily. Ha ha ha, cute anthropomorphic mushrooms singing loudly. They surrounded Kapu, laughing and cheering, full of joy and encouragement. Capp stood still in place. Everyone looked at him nervously and eagerly. Oh, it's so delicious. Navy hero Capp cried after being eaten by a bowl of chicken stewed with mushrooms. After regaining his senses, he wept bitterly and savored this dish of stewed chicken and mushrooms slowly, taking each bite and savoring it slowly. He wants to enjoy such delicious food slowly. Long live! The chefs also erupted in cheers. This is the history of the culinary industry. A miracle that combines color, aroma, and fragrance. Sanji. Jeep also showed a father-like smile of relief. He is proud of his son. Navy hero Capp ate your chicken stewed with mushrooms and gave him the highest 5-star rating 5-star review. You have understood the kicking technique, chicken stewed mushroom kicking. It seems that this vegetable cutting sword system is not only capable of understanding swords. As long as the guests have a high evaluation of my food, I can understand the corresponding kicking skills. This is really a surprising surprise for Sanji. I didn't expect that chopping vegetables can help me understand swordsmanship, and receiving positive reviews can earn me kicking skills. In that case, my true strength on the surface has also increased. Chicken stewed mushroom kick. quickly move behind the target and suddenly kick a heavy foot that is 10 times its own strength attribute, causing a lot of damage. The attack has a 90% armor-piercing effect. Sleeping slot. 2 words, awesome. This little chicken stewed mushroom kick is too silly, Sanji just looked at it foolishly. 10 times your own strength. This is simply a small doubling of the fruit. There is still a 90% armor-piercing effect. Wow, you're even more amazing than Sakura. And the teleportation effect, how can your skill be as abnormal as a flight route? Take off. We took off directly. This kick, with 20 years of skill, who can withstand it? Yamaji, whose mind was stirring, immediately checked the panel. Current host panel. Name. Vinsmock Sanji Physical Fitness. Transformed person, not awakened, domineering. Domineering in appearance, hearing, and color devil fruit. None kicking techniques. Chicken stewed mushroom kick, head kick, neck kick, banquet round table, braised iron pot sword technique. Pao Ding Jianyo knife technique, 1 knife flow cut radish shreds, 1 knife flow cut chicken chunks comprehensive strength. 80 million Bailey bounty as expected, the overall strength has skyrocketed again. Sanji will soon be able to fight off the pirate with a bounty of over 100 million yuan. Of course, excluding swordsmanship and combat power. His visible combat power is only around 50 million Bailey bounty. I can still walk horizontally in the East China Sea. Please use it slowly. After bowing to Capp, who was leisurely enjoying chicken stewed mushrooms, Sanji retreated. He can't wait to experiment with his new skill, chicken stewed mushroom kick. Sanji. Sanji. The cooks, who had long been unable to resist, rushed forward in a swarm. Sanji, share your recipe with us. Great Sanji, what's the name of this dish? Sanji, you are my god. The chefs were full of chatter and excitement, surrounding Sanji in groups. Sanji's chicken stewed with mushrooms today is really amazing. These aggressive chefs are so impressed that they are all over the place. As for the recipe, I will hand it over to Jeep's stinky old man later. The name of this dish is chicken stewed with mushrooms. Alright everyone, I have something else to do. You guys go back first. The guests were scared away by those 2 bastards just now, it's really despicable. Sanji answered everyone's questions one by one and then withdrew. Leave behind the reluctant cooks. The name, chicken stewed with mushrooms, is surprisingly cute and vivid. The cook sighed. Sanji will hand over the recipe to Boss Jeep, and then we'll compare who made the chicken stewed with mushrooms to make it delicious. Parker was full of fighting spirit and fired provocative glances at the people around him. I have a premonition that this dish of chicken stewed with mushrooms will definitely become popular and become the #1 restaurant on the sea. Sanji is really a culinary genius. He has developed a brand new cuisine. Karn's expression was filled with longing. This chicken stewed mushroom dish is different from Western and Japanese cuisine, it's a brand new dish. Without a doubt. At the age of only 18, Sanji achieved the founding of the school and became the founder of the new cuisine. Chicken stewed with mushrooms, chicken stewed with mushrooms. And Kapu, who was eating next to him, was muttering the name of the dish while eating. 007, Kapu. It's so delicious that I want to kneel for you. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chicken stewed with mushrooms, chicken stewed with mushrooms, what a wonderful name. What kind of pig food have I been eating for the past 60 years? Kapu cried bitterly. He lived for most of his life, and only today did he truly appreciate the deliciousness of food. This chicken stewed with mushrooms is simply baptizing his soul. This is the true deliciousness. What scallops, what donuts. It's all dog shit. I can't imagine what the fun of having no chicken stewed with mushrooms in the future would be. I can't even imagine what the world would be like without chicken stewed with mushrooms. After eating the chicken stewed with mushrooms clean, Capp picked up the plate and licked it clean. Some things cannot be compared. Compared to this chicken stewed mushroom dish, his love for donuts and scallops, which he has enjoyed for most of his life, has become nothing but dog poop. There is a chicken stewed with mushroom beads in front. If he were to eat donuts again, it would be difficult for him to swallow. As for the curry sauce made by the Navy headquarters, it's even more of a dog's poop. It's not something humans eat at all. Okay, that's the decision. Make sure to catch that guy and follow me to become a Navy. The Navy cannot do without him. The Navy headquarters cannot do without the little ghost with curled eyebrows, just like I cannot do without a chicken stewed with mushrooms. After making the decision, Capp clenched his fist and was full of fighting spirit. He's going to kidnap Sanji. Otherwise, what will we eat in the future? The sea surrounding the restaurant Barati. An unknown pirate group. The blond boy rowed a small boat as he approached the opponent several tens of meters away. Take a leap. The strong foot force shattered the small boat below, and the recoil pushed Sanji into the air. Amidst the horrified gaze of the pirates, Sanji locked onto the captain of this pirate ship. Encountering me is considered unlucky for you. Chicken stewed with mushroom kick. Shoo. The golden figure in a black suit flickered. Instantly appeared behind the pirate captain. A kick containing terrifying power. 10 times the strength. 90% armor penetration. Boom. A terrifying shelling event occurred from the collision site. It's hard to imagine that this is the sound of physical collision. A terrifying scene has happened. The strong pirate captain, who is 3 meters tall, was kicked out like a football with this kick. His strong footwork made him fly directly into the sky, shoulder to shoulder with the sun. Flying so high. Sanji placed his hand on his eyebrows as a telescope, looking at the decreasing dots of light on the horizon. What's wrong with the inexplicable grey wolf's sense of sight? But under the kick of his own chicken stewed with mushrooms, that guy might be kicked to death in an instant. I don't know if the body will hit any lucky one. Banquet round table. After solving the boss, little monster Sanji won't miss it either. Support the ground with both hands and rotate your long legs in a round table shape. Spin, jump, I close my eyes, bang bang bang. Yamaji, who transformed into a humanoid gyro, instantly killed all the pirate minions in one round trip. Very good, this pirate ship can also be considered a combat advantage. However, hanging the pirate flag is not good. Chicken stewed with mushroom kick. Boom. Another heavy kick, directly kicking off the pole hanging the pirate flag. Sanji clapped his hands and admired his masterpiece with great satisfaction. The experiment is over, this trick of chicken stewing and mushroom kicking is awesome. What an amazing teenager. A cheerful voice echoed behind him, causing Sanji to instantly get goosebumps all over his body. When did it appear? He didn't even notice it. That guy is so strong that he can't even react to his aura and aura, it's absolutely terrifying. Turn around and take a look. Oh, it's Kapu, then it's okay. General Kapu, what are you doing here? I don't know what's going on, but suddenly a bad feeling arose in Sanji's heart. Trembling lips and red eye sockets. The current state of Capricorn's emotions is not right, it can be seen at a glance. Is that so? Delicious. It's so delicious. Chicken stewed with mushrooms. It's really delicious. Capp stared at Sanji with a burning gaze. He didn't expect that this excellent young chef also had exceptional talent in physical arts. What a surprise. That kicking technique is simply amazing. Capp had already appeared and caught a glimpse of Sanji's extremely destructive, chicken stewed mushroom kick. With his eyesight and domineering aura, he couldn't help but notice the tricks involved. With that one kick, the explosive force penetrated the armor and muscles of the pirate captain, directly causing an internal blow. It's just like the dominance of flowing sakura. And the teleportation method, even he couldn't see why. As far as he knows, this little ghost with curled eyebrows is definitely not a demon fruit ability person. That teleportation is very outrageous. Is it so fast that it produces a teleportation effect like shaving? No, it's so fast that he can't even see the way it moves. That's too fast. The more Capp looks at Sanji, the more he likes it. He feels like he has discovered a treasure. Ace has already gone to sea, and there is no cure for that guy Luffy. Isn't this a new hope? Curling eyebrows little ghost, do you know? The food you cooked is so delicious that I want to kneel for you. Excited, Capp hugged Sanji's shoulder. That scorching gaze made Sanji's scalp tingle. No way. Sanji already had a bad guess in his heart. Join the Navy, you will become a qualified sailor. Here we go. The one who should have come is still here. What should we do? Faced with Capp's invitation, Sanji felt like crying without tears. 008, Separation. Gentle and Domineering Color. New book. You are listening at novelfull.audio. You can see it clearly. My own hand of stewing chicken and mushrooms has completely conquered Capp's taste buds and soul. This old deng can't do without himself anymore. What should we do? It's useless to refuse, isn't it? To reject such a big shot, you need to first see if you have that face. It's better to be more dignified than being snatched away directly by Capuline or trying the iron fist of love. Got it. Sanji's rapidly moving brain flashed with a flash of inspiration. His intelligence and rationality are starting to take effect. Lieutenant General Kapu, have you finished your home visit this time? Are you preparing to return? That's right, Sanji is gambling on where Capp is going. If it's going to the Navy headquarters. That's it. My own leading role group, surprisingly joined the Navy and became a villain. If it's heading towards Windmill Village. That's simply ridiculous. Just give it to the second in command at the beginning of the game, okay? Is it inappropriate to replicate Roger and Raleigh with Luffy like that? Hee, when the time comes, Green Algae Head Sauron will be his younger brother in front of him. Luffy, baby, wait, brother is here. Cooking for Luffy, that big foodie, will definitely receive 5-star reviews every day. When the time comes, my swordsmanship, kicking skills, cooking skills will all blossom in 3 directions. Xuan Guai Wai. I haven't gone home yet. If you get on my boat, we need to go to Windmill Village first. Kapu touched his chin and was somewhat puzzled by the question posed by Sanji. Why did you suddenly ask this? It's inexplicable. Are you concerned about me? Great. Then I'll follow you, Lieutenant General Kapu, but I won't join the Navy. I'll only serve as a chef on your warship. This is really a desperate situation where there is still a glimmer of hope. Sanji almost burst into tears with excitement. The mountains and rivers are heavy, and there is no way out. The willows are dark, and the flowers are bright. Another village. Follow Capp to Windmill Village, and then fly out of the sea as a pirate. Okay, it's decided, that's all. Don't you join the Navy. Forget it, it doesn't matter. Just eat the chicken stewed with mushrooms you make every day. Capp, who was carefree, didn't think much. He is already very satisfied to keep such an excellent chef by his side. Joining the Navy is a matter that cannot be rushed, it must be done slowly. Okay, please wait a moment. I need to go back to the sea restaurant to pack my things first. Sanji nodded and began to serve as a helmsman, piloting the pirate ship to the restaurant at sea. Not only in culinary skills, he has some knowledge in both navigation and helmsman. No problem, then I'll go to bed first. Before waking up, the old man hoped to see a delicious chicken stewed with mushrooms. After Kapu gave a warning, he stood on the deck and fell asleep. The snoring sound was deafening, and the nasal mucus was bulging and contracting. Sanji was momentarily stunned as he watched. The ship is so bumpy, it's amazing for ordinary people to stand and not fall. Can you still sleep while standing? Truly worthy of the Munch family. Bull break. The screen rotates. See Restaurant Barati. Sanji, Sanji. Don't leave. We can't bear to part with you. I can't bear to part with your recipe. The chefs held on to Sanji's pants legs, crying with their noses and tears. They are really reluctant to part with Sanji's recipe. I have already handed over the recipe to Boss Jeep. Sanji took a light puff on his cigarette and exhaled a smoke ring. The chefs, holding his pants legs, quickly dispersed and returned to behind Jeep. 0 frame response. Sanji, walk slowly without seeing off. Goodbye Sanji. The chefs all looked heartless. Good guy, this face. Sanji, the position of deputy chef is mine now, ha ha ha. Patty proudly raised an eyebrow. He has been coveting the position of deputy chef for a long time. Now that Sanji, the oldest and most experienced, has left, it's finally his turn to sit as the deputy chef. Damn it, Patty, the position of deputy chef is clearly mine. Karn next to him was in sharp opposition and retorted in disapproval. A gunpowder smell suddenly appeared at the scene. Damn it, it's mine. Mine. The scumbag duo immediately started fighting. Sanji's mouth twitched unnaturally. I thought parting would be very emotional, but I didn't expect these guys to not only show themselves what facial expressions are. Even before I left, I started allocating my own position. Heart-wrenching, Sanji. Jeep, lying on the fence on the second floor, let out a soft sigh. 1,000 words surged into my heart, but when they reached my mouth, I swallowed them all. He has too much to say to Sanji. Finally, it turned into a light and ethereal sentence. Don't catch a cold. But it was this light and ethereal sentence that made Sanji's emotions burst like a flood. An inexplicable sourness in the nose. How could I cry so much even though I am a traveler? Is it an instinctive response of the body? Call. Sanji took a deep breath, no longer suppressing his emotions. Tears burst through his face, and he turned around to give a big bow. Thank you for taking care of me so much for a long time. Your great kindness will never be forgotten by me. This body owes too much to Jeep. If it weren't for Jeep. I'm afraid this guy Sanji has died hundreds of times already. Can give all the food to Sanji and eat his own legs. Jeep is really closer to Sanji than to his own son. Since he has traveled through time and become Sanji, Sanji's bonds and responsibilities are his bonds and responsibilities. Jeep didn't say much, just smiled slightly, and 2 tears fell from the corner of his eyes. The emotions between men, although not easy to express, are never dull. Damn it, I can't bear to part with you. Patty, who had a fight with Karn, couldn't put on any longer and burst into tears. The chefs who pretended not to care at all also took off their disguise and cried uncontrollably. We'll see each other later, bastards. Sanji's eyes were filled with tears and he shouted loudly. Although I have only traveled for a day, I don't know what's going on and I can't bear to part with it. Yes. It must be damn memories at work. Your emotions are strong, awakening to domineering and gentle domineering colors. 009, Dao Lu Huan Kun / The new book seeks everything. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Damn guys, they've all made such a mess of each other, causing me to awaken my dominance. Wait I knock. Overlord and Domineering. Your vegetable cutting sword is not entirely a sword. This is really a surprise. In an instant, Sanji couldn't cry anymore. I almost couldn't hold the corners of my mouth and couldn't hold back my laughter. Hello, Sanji, what's the name of your new cuisine? It's a dish of stewed chicken and mushrooms. That's not the way Western and Japanese cuisine are prepared. Karn behind him shouted loudly against the sea breeze. Sanji didn't turn back, but waved his hand, afraid that the way he couldn't hold his lips would be seen. Chinese cuisine. I have to admit, Sanji, who doesn't offend flower enthusiasts, is not an ordinary handsome person. That graceful figure, that elegant temperament. Just like a noble young master. Chinese cuisine. You initiated the establishment of Sanji. A new legend in the culinary world. The founder of Chinese cuisine, Sanji. Karn, who received the answer, murmured softly. On the other side. On a dog-head warship. It's really touching. Capp quietly watched the scene of separation below, his heart also filled with emotions. Adjutant Bogart beside him was also fascinated, his thoughts drifting back to the past. Amidst the excited gazes of the navy, Sanji slowly stepped onto the dog-head warship with a plate of stewed chicken and mushrooms. That's right, before leaving, he also made a chicken stewed mushroom dish for Capuleton. Gudu-gudu, the sound of swallowing saliva kept coming and going. Fragrant, so fragrant. All colors, aromas, and flavors are perfect. That smell makes the navy stand guard with weak legs. Ah, my little chicken stewed with mushrooms. Kapu's eyes lit up and he rushed toward Sanji with lightning speed. Snatched the chicken stewed with mushrooms. Dazzle with one mouthful. The entire process occurred in less than 0.5 seconds. Too fast, Sanji only felt a gust of wind blowing in front of him, sweeping away the chicken stewed mushrooms on the plate. The last time Kapu tasted the delicacy of stewed chicken and mushrooms, he couldn't bear to eat it and chewed it slowly, failing to show his true strength. Now Sanji is already his chef, you can eat chicken stewed with mushrooms every day. Capp completely let go of eating. Undoubtedly, he is a top-tier pirate in the world, and even the food he eats cannot react to him. Ah, satisfied. After cooking the chicken stewed with mushrooms, Capp closed his eyes, ate and drank enough, and went straight to bed. And Bogart and the navy inexplicably felt embarrassed. It's really embarrassing to follow such a leader. Where is the kitchen? I want to make tonight's dinner. Sanji didn't care about Capp, but instead thought of his beloved small kitchen and his job as a chef today. A magical kitchen is a rule-like existence. As long as there is Sanji in the kitchen, it is a magical kitchen. Cooking for the sailors of the entire warship is indeed a very arduous workload. Sanji is also making big pot rice for the first time, I don't know if he will become familiar with it later. Please follow me. Unreliable Capp, reliable Deputy Bogart stood up. Leading Sanji to the kitchen of the Gudu warship. After the figures of the two left the deck, the navy became completely agitated. Did you see that? That's the new chef. The food that General Kapu just ate was made by him. It's so fragrant. We have taken it orally tonight. Gudu warship kitchen. There is only one person in the vast space, Sanji. His cooking habit is not to be watched by anyone next to him, as this is a requirement of a magical kitchen. And witnessed with my own eyes the dish of chicken stewed with mushrooms, which was full of color, aroma, and flavor. Bogart had long been conquered by Sanji's incredible culinary skills and trusted him to hand over the entire kitchen. Doghead warships are only warships with a lieutenant general configuration. Kapu's own strength is on the charts, so he doesn't value military strength. There are only 500 permanent sailors on board the warship. Sanji is responsible for the food of these people. The dozens of chefs who took the initiative have been kicked out. Sanji looked at the large cutting board in the center of the kitchen, without hesitation, and kicked over the bucket containing 500 servings of chicks. The strong foot force controls the force with unparalleled precision. 500 portions of chicks were all neatly laid on the chopping board, without any leakage. So many kunkan, we need to activate the two-blade flow. Sanji did not support the I picked another handy kitchen knife and held it in my left hand. Dao Lu. 2 supreme kitchen knives on the left and right. And then resolutely cut it down. Buzz. Cutting board arena whirled. 500 humanoid Hamet's chickens fiercely surrounded Sanji. The young man dressed in a black suit stood alone, his face unchanged in the face of heavy encirclement, and a solemn and grand aura emerged naturally. This is a 1-on-500 battle. Dao Lu cut chicken chunks. The beginning is a range attack. In this situation, using individual damage is undoubtedly a drop in the bucket. Sanji wielded 2 knives in his hand, casting countless shadows, and in just an instant, he cut out thousands of knives. On the spot, dozens of Hamet's chickens were chopped to the ground and turned into chicken chunks. You cut a chicken, your swordsmanship cultivation has increased. You cut a chicken, your swordsmanship understanding increased. You have cut 10 chickens, comprehended the skill, 2-blade flow, Wan Kun slash. Dao Lu, Wan Kun slash. Swipe your sword quickly and unleash 10,000 slashes in all directions within a short period of time. Damn it, you're amazing. How can Jingqiu clear the little monster? This Dao Lu Wan Kun slash is simply dozing off and sending pillows. However, Sanji couldn't help but laugh when he noticed the skill name. Good guy. Oh my, what are you doing? Turns out the system is also a little black hole. Dao Lu Wan Kun slash. Zoom in, clear the scene. Countless blade lights flashed by. Sanji held 2 kitchen knives in his hand, which were so brilliant that he instantly swung out 10,000 slashes. The world seems to have pressed the pause button. More than 400 Hamet's chickens seem to have been immobilized. Sanji slowly withdrew his knife, lit his cigarette, took a comfortable puff, and happily exhaled a cigarette ring. Don't worry, let the bullet fly for a while. Words fall behind. Bang 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 bang. More than 400 Hamet's chickens were covered in dense knife marks, then crushed into chicken pieces and fell to the ground. What a spectacular scene. 010, Navy Type 6. Shave. Moon Step. Lon Jiao. You are listening at novelfull.audio. One move, instantly kill 500 Kunken, what is strength? This is strength, okay. Return to the magical kitchen. Sanji stood in front of the chopping board with both hands holding knives, and all 500 chicks had been cut into pieces. Brother's knife skills are so terrifying. Current host panel. Name. Vinsmock Sanji Physical Fitness. Transformed person, not awakened, domineering. A gentle and domineering color, exuding a domineering aura upon seeing and hearing devil fruit. Nun kicking techniques. Chicken stewed mushroom kick, head kick, neck kick, banquet round table, braised iron pot swordsmanship. Pounding Jinyo knife technique, 1 knife flow cut radish shredded, 1 knife flow cut chicken chunks, 1 knife flow cut noodles, 2 knife flow Wan Kun slash comprehensive strength. 100 million Bailey bounty, brother's strength has now reached 100 million Bailey bounty, okay. This attribute panel makes Sanji look very excited. A small takeoff wave. At present, I should be able to compete with Sauron from Shampoo Land in swordsmanship. System, what's wrong with this gentle and domineering color? Just now, Sanji didn't pay attention. At this moment, when he regained his senses, he found that his dominant color seemed different from others. Hegemony is hegemony, why is it still a gentle hegemony? Can a tyrant be gentle? Can gentleness still be called domineering? These 2 words are connected together, and they look very contrasting no matter how they look. Gentle and domineering color. Inspire the spirit of partners, gather their hearts and minds, and increase their strength, gentle and powerful, sleeping trough, this suspension. Emotional dominance is not used to intimidate enemies, but to enhance partners. This is really unique. But why is this ability so familiar? Wait, I remember. Isn't this the fruit of the Revolutionary Army's encouragement? Sanji had some wordless roast. I am a domineering person, unable to intimidate and strike enemies, only able to increase my allies. This divine auxiliary function is just like the inspiring fruit of the Revolutionary Army. What is this? White whoring on a demon fruit. Okay, that's not a big loss. I still feel that the domineering aura that can intimidate enemies is even more handsome. Sanji muttered while cooking a chicken stewed with mushrooms for 500 people. The magical kitchen will adjust his condition. The proficiency of any kitchen utensil is full, and there is no kitchen utensil that cannot be used in Sanji's hands. He is also adept at using the large kitchen utensils in the Navy kitchen. Quickly, cover the large pot and collect the juice. Fresh chicken stewed with mushrooms for 500 people. Dinner. Ring the lunch bell and Sanji opens the kitchen door. The scene that caught his eye startled him. Hundreds of sailors were blocking the kitchen entrance, drooling and staring greedily at the room like hungry wolves. Fragrance. It's so fragrant. 500 servings of chicken stewed with mushrooms. That rich aroma almost wafts for 10 miles. Except for a few powerful sea soldiers, the rest of them rushed over uncontrollably. If it weren't for Bogart standing at the door as a protector, these thirsty guys would have rushed in a swarm long ago. Be good, are you all so hungry? Pushing the chicken stewed with mushrooms out, Sanji smiled heartily. He just likes to see guests who haven't eaten before. That is the highest praise and recognition for his culinary skills. What a terrifying force. Bogart arranged for soldiers to have orderly meals, while also being more wary of Sanji. That superb culinary skill has a terrifying power that drives people crazy. This child is so terrifying. Fragrant. Delicious. The soldiers were eating chicken stewed mushrooms, each shedding tears of happiness. When have they ever eaten such good food? It's so delicious. This feeling, as if the soul has been sublimated. In the future, please follow this standard for the Navy's meals. I don't know if Kapu Lao Deng has woken up. No, he must have woken up. Sanji pushed the chicken stewed with mushrooms onto the deck and collided head-on with Kapu, who was drooling 3,000 feet. Sanji's scalp tingled with the hungry wolf-hunting gaze. Kapu Lao Deng in this state feels too oppressive. Rice, rice. Capp's eyes lit up and he roared wildly while cooking. Dozens of chicken stewed with mushrooms instantly dried up. Boom. Boom. A violent shaking suddenly occurred on the Gudu army ship. There's a Sea King attack. It's the aroma of the food that attracts the other person. On the watchtower, the scouts shouted loudly, but they were not panicked. For ordinary ships, being attacked by Sea Kings is definitely a near death. But they are soldiers of the naval hero Capuleton. Coming for my food. Capp put down the dishes and scanned the sea with terrifying eyes. I don't know what's going on. The Sea King class attacking the warship below suddenly felt a chill piercing through the sky. Shoo. Capp's figure instantly disappeared into place. Kalp, who protects food, is so terrifying. You observe the Navy's Type 6 shaver, you have comprehended the Navy's 6 shaving techniques, damn it, your system is not just about understanding swords. Or to put it another way, I have a natural talent for playing football. Shaving in the Navy's 6 styles is originally a kicking technique. Having watched anime, I have a clear understanding of how to use 6-style shaving. After reading it once, I realized that shaving is not too much. Sanji was extremely excited in his heart, his gaze fixed on Kapu, not letting go of any details. This old Deng is a treasure. Shoo. Kapu Lao Deng appeared in the air, his strong feet stepping on the air, hovering in the air like stepping on a staircase. Seeing this scene. You observe the Navy's Type 6 moonlight step, you have comprehended the Navy's Type 6 Moon Step. Okay, Moon Step has also awakened. Sanji remembers that his predecessor, Sanji Tsuyabu, even ran up to the sky on his own. No need to teach. Chased by human demons and running into the sky. It's simply outrageous. If those CP9 guys know, they must be confused. Our monthly routine is systematically trained. Good guy, are you running on your own, running up to the sky? Self-taught Navy Type 6. You have comprehended the Navy's Type 6 Shaver and the Navy's Type 6 Moonwalk, awakening to the Navy's 6 style Longjao.